Rocky, this is update number 4. Probably my final update. I'm about a week out from having my Numskull Quarter Arcades Pac-Man machine. No problems, loving it. It's doing its thing. Still very pleased with it. I wanted to give it a few days before I did another update. To be honest, just to give it some time to see if I would develop any problems. Button still working fine. Marquee still lit up perfectly. Molding is holding intact. Joystick is functioning. No issues with the ROM, the gameplay, or anything. So this will probably be my final update unless a issue does develop. Oh yeah, shout out to Billy. Oh Billy, caught your latest upload. Love what you did with the whole eye thing, with your frames, cool frames. Keep doing your thing. Uh, Another reason I'm doing this is because I got some private messages from some folks who felt like I was either unintentionally or intentionally dogging other companies or other machines, and I want to set the record straight on some things. I am a retro gamer, so I love all things retro. And just to prove that, I'm going to just go over some of the things I have real quick. There is my Pandora's Box arcade stick. Has about 900 games on it. All retro greatness. I love it. It's what I do when I'm bored. I play that more than I play any modern system. I think that's kind of for lack of a better way to put it, judgment on the current state of gaming. That myself, along with a lot of others, we spend more time retro gaming than we do current gaming. It's not that I hate PS4 or Xbox One. It just doesn't resonate with me the same way PS3 did, or PS2 or PS1, or a lot of the previous console generations. So I spent a lot of time on this. Jumping ahead, here's my Burger Time, Galaga, Pac-Man, Galaxian, Dig Dug, all by my arcade. Here's my Miss Pac-Man and my Joust units. As you can see, they're slightly smaller than the my arcade units. These are made by Basic Fun. All very cool units, all very fun. My initial intention was not to dog these units, but just to show you that while there's a huge jump in price between the Numskull unit and these units, that price jump is justified by the size and the quality of what you're getting. One of my most important pieces is here we have the Milton Bradley Microvision, which, for those of you who may not know, is the very first portable video game console ever created. I believe I got this in 78 or 79. It was the first portable game system with interchangeable cartridges. It was a big deal for the time. It did not take off for reasons of, I think, expense. It was kind of expensive for the time. And the screens on the devices were prone to what's called screen rot. Mine is still intact. I keep it in the box. And also sitting on top of that is my Intex Space Invaders. Yes, and it still works. No batteries in it right now, but it still works. And I showed you all of this for one reason. As I jump back to my Quarter Arcade Pac-Man, I just feel like this machine was the culmination of decades of progress, work, love, nostalgia, and just gaming. And I'm grateful to have this device. I plan to take care of it for a long time. I hope everybody who can justify it, and I don't think I got a chance to go into this before, but this machine is probably not for everybody. US, I believe the cost is $179, unless of course you just get ripped off by somebody. For $179, I would say at that price point, this machine is for either a die-hard Pac-Man fan or a die-hard retro gamer or a die-hard collector. This is not the machine for somebody that just wants to play a casual game of Pac-Man or buy something to keep their kids busy. For one, I wouldn't recommend that for those individuals because you may not be as prone to take good care of it. And this machine should be cared for. It should be kept in a place where it's going to be safe, which is an odd thing to say about a piece of electronics, excuse me, but why would you not protect your investment? I'm not a rich person, I'm not a wealthy person. If you are, then $179 is no big deal to you. $179 is a big deal to me, and I don't have $179 to just throw away. So I intend on taking care of this. But as a retro gamer, I just wanted to defend myself to the people that say, well, you're dogging my arcade, you're dogging the Bridge Direct, you're dogging Arcade 1-Up. No, I'm not dogging them. I'm simply saying if there's a difference in quality, it should be pointed out. If somebody makes a $25 Pac-Man machine and somebody makes a $180 Pac-Man machine, somebody should be willing to point out why there's a huge price jump between the two. And just like the price difference between the $25 Pac-Man machine and the $180 Pac-Man machine is justified in the $180 Pac-Man machine, I believe the price jump between the $180 Pac-Man machine and the $300 Arcade 1-Up machine is not justified. For one, if you've had a chance to take a look at the Arcade 1-Up Pac-Man, it's not an exact duplicate of the arcade unit. It's not molded exactly the same. There are issues with artwork rubbing off. You do have to call customer service and get special protective devices to place on the machine to keep your artwork intact. And I just feel like if I'm spending $300 on an arcade machine, I don't want issues with my ROM. I don't want issues with my controller. I don't want issues with my artwork. I want to know that if I take care of it, it's going to take care of me, and vice versa. And there's been some issues. So I pointed that out. I got some feedback, and I always welcome feedback. But I'm here to say that I don't hate any gaming company. Well, there is one I'm not too fond of. And I could have a coward moment, but I think I'm going to go ahead and grow a set and say, if I had a chance to sit down with the guys at Act Games, that probably would not be a pretty conversation because of some of the stuff they've pulled in recent years. But that's a whole nother video. My final take and update on this device is, if you love Pac-Man, if you love retro gaming, if you're a collector, then yes, it's worth every penny. If you don't fit into those categories, I'm not at all advising you to run out and grab one of these, because you may feel like you overpaid. You may feel like you didn't get your money's worth. But if you do fall into those categories, I can't see a whole lot of opportunity for you to come away in any way, shape, or form but satisfied. Like I said before, this was an evolutionary product. We went from Coleco tabletops, Nelsonic game watches, Tiger handhelds, countless emulated games on consoles, the mini tiny arcades, the my arcades, to this. This was a natural evolution. I think, I don't know how they could have did too much better of a job, and I'm pleased. But this is my opinion, and we're all entitled to our opinions. I welcome feedback. I haven't done a lot of videos. I'm not a professional, but what I am is an honest person who wants to give you my honest opinion. For all my retro gamers out there, keep gaming. Keep gaming alive. Keep the 80s alive. Keep the 70s alive. To Numskull, once again, congratulations on a great launch. Please, please, please hurry up with Galaxian, and please, please hurry up with Miss Pac-Man. I like Galaga. I know a lot of people are bugging out and chopping at the bit for Galaga. Me personally, I've always felt like the Galaga Galaxian thing, you fall in one or two camps. I'm a Galaxian dude, but I do have love for Galaga. But my next two Numskull purchases I intend to make will be Miss Pac-Man and Galaxian, and I can't wait for those to launch and to see what you guys have in store for the future. I think you're off to a great start, and I wish you guys the best. And I congratulate everybody who made this leap of faith, because it's hard to be the first group of people to invest in a new thing. We take a risk, and I hope that Numskull and all companies that put out these types of products appreciate early adopters, because we risk our hard-earned money on your promises. And so far, what I can say is Numskull Designs and Quarter Arcades have delivered on their promises. I'm Rock, and I am out of here.